안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Thursday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-heritage, K-sports, K-everything. And we're going to do all of that with my co-host Bella Kim joining me in the studio. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa. And hello to everyone joining us today on The Culture Wave. I'm Bella, back again to co-host and fill you guys in with the latest in K-entertainment.
Well, let's jump right into today's K-entertainment news, Bella. And we're going to kick off with a group, a K-pop group that's been doing amazing in neighboring Japan.
That is correct. Tomorrow by Together have taken Japan by storm by topping Oricon chart with their new Japanese release. According to the latest Oricon chart, Tubatu claimed the #1 spot on the daily digital single ranking with Can't Stop, a title track from their third full-length Japanese album, Star Kissed, released this Monday. The sports-themed music video for the electro-punk tune has already received over 10 million views on YouTube as well. And some more exciting news as well for all Tubatu fans in Japan. The group will go on a 5-dome tour in Japan next year, including Tokyo Dome. So keep an eye out for the group coming to your area.
Very impressive to see how much love they are receiving in Japan.
Right.
Now, Bella, next we're going to talk about a band, a punk rock band to be exact, which has also made a visit to Arirang just a couple of months ago.
Right.
So which band are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about South Korea's first-generation indie band, Crying Nut. They're very well known for their hit song, 말 달리자, 말 달리자. The band are celebrating their 30th anniversary by holding a special exhibition and performance. They began their activities in 1995 and have been loved for their hit songs such as 말 달리자, 명동 콜링, and Oh What a Shiny Night, or 밤이 깊었네 in Korean. During a press conference held on Wednesday at KTNG 상상마당 in Seoul, the members said, quote, "We hope that our 30 years of survival can be a source of hope for fellow musicians dreaming of indie music," and also added that the band wants to run for another 30 years. The special exhibition 말 달리자 and the performance Not 30 Festival will run until January 31st of next year at Hongdae KTNG 상상마당. The exhibition is free while the performances require paid tickets. So for more information, check out the band's official social media or 상상마당's website.
Right. 말 달리자 is my go-to song when I go to 노래방 or a singing room. My go-to song when I have 1 minute left.
1 minute left because it's shorter, right?
Not only because when you sing 말 달리자, your voice after that
it's gone, right?
Right. That's why it's my last
song to go.
And Bella, we're going to now talk about a variety show that's been drawing a lot of attention.
It is a Kupang Play's variety show, Just Makeup. It has been maintaining its position as the most popular title on the platform for 3 weeks since its release, showing a 748% increase in viewership compared to its first week. That's approximately 8.4 times higher. Just Makeup is a makeup survival show where makeup artists representing K-beauty globally clash fiercely with their unique style. It immediately captivates not only existing beauty fans, but also male viewers and people who are new to makeup. I don't want to give away too much, but in the latest episode, the competitors created stage makeup for K-pop group Tuos and Stacy. So the show has been praised for expanding makeup into an artistic performance and for combining K-beauty and K-pop in such a unique way. Just Makeup is released every Friday at 8 p.m. Korea time on Kupang Play.
Wow, it's great to see that collaboration between K-beauty and K-pop. And thank you very much, Bella, for those updates. Stick around.
Will do.
And now time to go over to our AI anchor, Ari, for more on the culture front. Ari, take it away.
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Gyeongju, the host city of this year's APEC Economic Leaders Meeting, is highlighting the 1,000-year heritage of the ancient Gaya Kingdom through immersive media art. Cheomseongdae, the oldest astronomical observatory in Asia, is brought to life with vivid projections that go beyond simple lighting to recreate the grandeur of Gaya culture. The city's popular Munmu tourist complex is showcasing dynamic video art inspired by Silla symbols, while Yukbucheon, Korea's first convention center, and Daereungwon, home to royal tombs from the Silla era, light up the night with digital storytelling about the ancient kingdom. Gyeongju plans to build on the momentum to transform the city into a major cultural hub. The National Museum of Korea has unveiled 10 new nudes items to commemorate the 20th anniversary of its opening in Yongsan. Nudes is a term coined from a combination of the words museum and goods. The latest nudes collection highlights artifacts that have never before been commercialized, including an ice mold modeled after the 10-story stone pagoda from Gyeongcheonsa Temple, and a keyring inspired by Korea's early metal type. The museum also introduced a new version of its popular pensive bodhisattva miniature, featuring diversified hand gestures. The Mute series continues to see strong demand, with many items selling out daily, fueled in large part by the runaway success of the animated film K-pop Demon Hunters. Get ready to experience K-pop Demon Hunters like never before on the big screen. CGV is hosting special 3-day sing-along screenings from October 31st to November 2nd, giving fans the chance to belt out the hit original soundtracks, including Huntrix's Golden and Soulja Boy's Your Idol, alongside a lively crowd. The event will run at more than 100 CGV theaters nationwide, including CGV Yongsanai Park Mall. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
The Gimhae National Museum is holding a special exhibition to mark the second anniversary of the Gaya Tumulai's designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Cha Yun-kyung reports.
A shield painted in red and black, striking with its vividness and sophistication, is a recreation based on a fragment of a leather shield found in Daeseongdong Tomb No. 11 in Gimhae and resembles the original. The shield fragment, found as a relic in the tomb of a member of the Kumgwan Gaya ruling class, symbolizes protection from bad luck entering the tomb. A quiver, also restored from remains in Daeseongdong Tomb No. 14, is distinctive for its design and was carried like a backpack.
These kinds of leather shields were only included in the tombs of the ruling class. This is the first time that we have completely restored the shape of the artifacts.
Artifacts that are being unveiled to the public for the first time could attract even more attention from visitors. Cylindrical bronzeware, used during rituals and ceremonies in the 4th to early 5th century, have lengths of up to 180 centimeters. There are around 70 items on display in total, and visitors can examine them in 3D through digital screens.
There may have been additional meanings, such as using them in rituals to ward off evil spirits. And as researchers have begun to introduce these interpretations, it has opened up further opportunities to study the functions of the artifacts.
Gimhae National Museum, which has served as a space dedicated to sharing the cultural heritage of the Gaya Kingdom, is holding a special exhibition, Coexistence of Time, Ancient Tombs in Daeseongdong, Gimhae, in the Gayanuri Exhibition Gallery from September 23rd until February 2nd next year. Cha Yun-kyung, Arirang News.
The sea where you stand, there I am. Amid waves breaking and the breath of the wind, my spirit has dwelt for over 1,000 years. I am Munmu, the 30th king of Silla. On battlefields where swords clashed and war cries echoed, I defeated Baekje and later Goguryeo, unifying the three kingdoms. When the Tang dynasty swept in like a storm, I repelled them and safeguarded our land's independence. Yet no mortal escapes the passage of time. At my final hour, I told my ministers, cremate me and scatter my ashes in the eastern sea, where I shall become a dragon guarding unified Silla. And so it was done. 200 paces from the shore lies Daewang-am, my resting place, where the waves keep eternal watch. When storms gather, I rise with the tide, tearing the sails of enemies and overturning their ships. Thus have I watched over this land. Behold, Gyeongju still prospers. Where once the horizon bristled with enemy sails, now travelers from distant shores arrive. They bring not spears, but greetings, not war, but exchange and dialogue. Oh, you who walk these shores, heed the message carried by the waves. Without peace, no prosperity can endure. Stay true to that path, and the sea and wind shall guard you always.
It's time for the latest in the world of K-sports. Highlights from football to baseball to swimming. We've got it all covered by our sportscaster, Jason Lee, who's joining us in the studio. Hello, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Good afternoon.
It's been a while. I think the last time was before the Chuseok holidays.
Right.
Yeah.
That means we have a lot to catch up in the world of sports.
Definitely.
So why don't we start with the Korean national football team. And they had some friendly matches recently, a pair of them, one against Brazil and one against Paraguay. So what do you think of the two matches?
Well, first off, talk about a tale of two cities in terms of those games. They got crushed by Brazil 5-0, but then they bounced back to beat Paraguay 2-0. And as I break these games down, I'm going to talk about this in the form of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Obviously, hey, okay, the win against Paraguay is the good, all right? Korea showed good resilience and bouncing back after being pounded by Brazil just 4 days earlier. And I thought Korea owned the flow of play for most part, although they did make some significant defensive mistakes that led to a botched 2-0 that Paraguay did not score on. Also, Paraguay missed an open net opportunity after hitting the goalpost. So Paraguay should have scored 2 goals at least on those opportunities. But hey, this is the good. So let's mention Lee Gang-in, who again made one of his signature long passes to Oh Hyun-kyu for Korea's second goal. This was an absolute beauty. Left-footed in the air, sent him in on a breakaway, and of course he made no mistake on the goal. But clearly, Lee Gang-in, I think, was a star of that particular play. Ji-sung got Korea on the board very early in the game. His goal was actually a bit of a gift. It was a terrible clearing made by the Paraguayan defense, and it was right in the penalty shot area. He was able to just put it into essentially an empty net, an easy goal. You could almost say that Korea played well, but they really were able to capitalize on the mistakes from the Paraguay team for the game.
So that was the good.
Yeah.
What about the bad, Jason?
Well, okay, obviously when you lose a game 5-0, there's going to be a lot of bad to talk about. So they lost 5-0 to Brazil, but you know what bothered me the most about this game against Brazil was that Korea was completely outclassed. It's not like they had some unfortunate bounces or some things happened here and there that led to these goals, but Korea was completely outclassed by a dominant Brazilian team, which, I mean, this is the 6th ranked team in the world. So obviously they are a better team, but Korea was coming off of a draw against Mexico, a win against the U.S., and a lot of other wins during the qualification stages. So with their confidence building, this was Korea's chance to really test themselves against one of the best teams in the world. Unfortunately, this was just brutal. Hong Myung-bo basically used all of his best players. So it's not like they were missing one of their top players to injury or anything like that. They had the team they needed, but they just weren't not able to get things done. If you're going to give them any sort of an excuse and say, okay, well, here's part of the problem as to what went wrong, Hong Myung-bo was trying to kind of toy with a 3-back system that they haven't been using. So perhaps some of the players might have been a little bit anxious or uncomfortable with the chemistry that was going on. But still, this loss should not have been this bad. Finally, let's get to the ugly. And believe it or not, although that was bad, there was something that was even uglier. The attendance. Korea drew 63,237 fans for their match against Brazil, which is obviously great. That day it was even raining. Still, they almost had a sellout. But against Paraguay, only 22,200 people showed up for that game. No rain in this one. So I clearly have got to say I'm very, very disappointed that the fans did not come out to support the team. Hopefully, they will show some redemption in future games. But literally, the stadium was 2/3 empty for a national team game. That was very disappointing to see.
I mean, there could have been a number of reasons, but I'm kind of guessing it might have been because of the disappointment, because of the game against Brazil.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah, you lose 5-0 to the game, and nobody really wants to go walk up to the next game after that. But still.
Very unfortunate to hear about the ugly part. But maybe fans in Korea can redeem themselves because Korea will be hosting 2 more matches soon, right?
That's right. A couple of matches coming up in November. So in just a little bit less than a month now, Korea will host Bolivia on November the 14th and then Ghana on the 18th. So both of these teams are ranked significantly lower than Korea in the FIFA rankings. But I think this is going to be a good test to see how they do against some of these different styles of play. Ghana being from Africa, Bolivia being from South America, there is a good chance that Korea will face at least one nation from Africa or South America when it comes to the World Cup next year in the group stages. So it's good to get somewhat accustomed or familiar with the style of play of those continents. And honestly, since attendance was so bad for the Paraguay game, I'm definitely going to look into perhaps trying to take my family to these games because obviously it seems that as of late, attendance hasn't been good. Tickets should be easy to come by. So if you're in Korea in the middle of November, why not go check out a Korean national team game because tickets might be easier to get than expected.
That's a great tip, all those football fans out there.
Right.
And also, we're going to, I also want to mention, but it's going to get a little more chillier in November, so bundle up
Take a
and get
blanket
out
when
there
you
with
go.
your family, okay? And now we're going to move on to baseball. Actually, there, the attendance rate these days is just crazy.
Yeah, no problem with
So we are here with the KBO's postseason at full steam ahead. It looks like we're going to have a 5th game or a deciding game because Samsung did very well recently. So Samsung against Hanwha. Let's hear the details, Jason.
Yeah, you wouldn't have it any other way this season, just the way that it's gone in terms of enjoyment and entertainment. So yes, indeed, Samsung took Game 4, 7-4 last night. It was an elimination game for Samsung, so they lived to see another game. Thanks basically to Kim Young-eung. My God, the 22-year-old third baseman hit 2 home runs and he drove in 6 of their 7 runs. He basically single-handedly won the game for Samsung. Hanwha was actually winning this game 4-0 in the 6th inning. Hanwha fans, they could taste the Korean series coming up, but it was not to be. Meanwhile, Moon Hyun-bin, he drove in all 4 of the Hanwha runs in this game, 3 of them coming off of a 5th inning home run that he blasted. But as mentioned, Samsung, they forced a 5th and deciding game. That's going to be played tomorrow night in Daejeon, and the winner of that game will advance to the Korean series, where, of course, the LG Twins have been waiting for the last 2 weeks.
So Kim Young-eung, he really was a Young-eung or hero for the Lions. But Jason, can I ask you what you expect for this final game?
Anytime you have a 5th and deciding game, anything can happen. It really comes down to who wants it more. The players, they're going to have to really dig deep and really take their emotions into this game. I will say, though, that Hanwha should have a bit of an advantage because they should have ace Cody Ponce ready to start the game. and he triple crowned the pitching stats this year with 17 wins, 252 strikeouts, and a 1.89 ERA, which was significantly better than the rest of the league. He did not pitch well in game 1 of the series, giving up 5 earned runs in 6 innings, but at least he'll be well rested. And of course, he's still got the sparkling track record from the regular season. So I think Hanwha is going to be riding him to see if he can get them to move on. But Samsung, they used their game 1 starter, Gerson Garabito, in relief last night. He threw 2 innings, 32 pitches. So there's a good chance that he is not going to be available to pitch in tomorrow's game. I think what they'll probably do is they're going to go with Chae Won-tae on 5 days rest. Of course, in Korea, typically pitchers get 6 days rest, sometimes 7. So it's not ideal, but at the same time, I think he's the best shot that they've got. And again, the LG Twins are loving this. They're just saying, yeah, everyone, just throw your arms out in the previous series, as they're going to have a great advantage, regardless of who advances to the Korean series.
Right. Now, just quickly, I know that you mentioned that they would have to take their emotions into the game. What do you mean by that?
I think when everything is on the line. This is an elimination game for both teams. So the more that you bring your emotions in, it tends to give you more energy. You're going to run a little bit faster. You're going to try harder for that ball that you've got to dive for. So rather than, just letting balls drop here and there, you're going to do everything you can on defensive plays especially. And pitchers sometimes are throwing just a little bit harder when you've got a little bit of motion that you're throwing out there as well. So I think every little thing that you can do from an effort standpoint, it really is that emotion that gives you maybe that extra 5% of energy, but sometimes that's the difference between a hit and not a hit.
Right.
And the fans will also have to, have that energy to root for their
Absolutely.
team.
And remember, Hanwha hasn't, won a Korean series in like 25 years.
Right.
So this is their first opportunity to get back to the Korean series. They've been the worst team for so long now. So for them to turn around this dramatically and have an opportunity to be so close, I can't imagine what it would be like to be a Hanwha Eagles fan tomorrow night.
It's definitely going to be a fierce game. Can't wait to look at the
Either way,
results.
yeah.
I know, either way, yes. So now moving from KBO to MLB, we're going to be talking about the Major League World Series. It's now set between LA Dodgers and Toronto Blue Jays. They are ready for Game 1. That's coming up Saturday morning, Korea time. So Kim Hae-sung actually has an opportunity to get his first ring on his first year joining. So how do you look at the game?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting because Kim Hae-sung, he really hasn't played during the postseason so far. I mean, he's been on the postseason roster, but he hasn't actually started any of the games. He did enter as a pinch runner, and he actually did score. So I think he will be added to the World Series roster. I would believe it's just a matter of whether or not he gets into a game or not. And certainly Dave Roberts has shown confidence in him. Anything can happen in terms of injuries. If they need a pinch runner, that's kind of his specialty. I would have thought that they might have used him as a defensive replacement late in games, but they actually haven't been doing that. So that was a little bit surprising for me because he is, a very solid defensive player, but I guess they want to keep the veterans in as they have been doing. But I think it's going to be interesting. I remember when Kim Byung-hyun was a rookie with the Arizona Diamondbacks and got a World Series ring after all the years that Park Chan-ho had been with the Dodgers and the Rangers and other teams, and he'd worked so hard and never really got a sniff at getting that close. But for Kim Byung-hyun to get a World Series ring just that easily, I kind of see it like you see all the other players, like Kim Ha-sung has been trying so hard. Chu Shin-soo was in the majors for so long. Neither of them were able to get a ring, but Kim Ha-sung, maybe. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. And finally, we're going to dive into the water now and wrap up with swimming. Now, in the past, when we talked about a swimming star in Korea, it would have been Park Tae-hwan.
Yeah.
But nowadays, Hwang Seon-woo, this name is coming up a lot, especially because of a recent record. Tell us more.
That's right. As you mentioned, Park Tae-hwan was kind of synonymous with Korean swimming. He was nicknamed the Marine Boy by the Korean media. Of course, he won a gold medal at the 2008 Beijing Olympics in the 200-meter freestyle. Well, 17 years later, Hwang So-nu is rekindling Korea's legacy in the pool. Hwang broke the Asian record for the same 200-meter freestyle that Park Tae-hwan used to compete in. And here's the interesting thing. It wasn't Park Tae-hwan's record that he broke. It was actually Chinese swimmer Sun Yang. And if you're a big Olympic fan like me, then you might remember that Sun Yang won the gold over Park Tae-hwan in the 200-meter freestyle at the London Olympics in 2012. So to see Hwang So-nu beat Sun Yang's Asian record, I have to say that a little bit of a moment of pride for Koreans to be able to watch this. And certainly at the LA Olympics coming up in 2028, we'll see how prepared he is for that.
Oh, looking forward to that. And I do remember that as well. Sun Yang and Park Tae-hwan, they had that rivalry before. Well, thank you very much, Jason, for all of the updates today, and see you next time.
Thank you,
Been
Jason.
a pleasure.
Thank you, Bella, as always. We're going to have you back here tomorrow.
Yes, I'll see you back tomorrow.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Please join us again tomorrow on Friday at 2 p.m. Korea time, and maybe one day here in Korea.